Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and exciting news that we got for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which is now available on both the Nintendo Switch and on PC. And in this video, I'm going to try to teach you how to actually re-roll your charms to get 50 free charms automatically. And then if you don't necessarily happen to find the god charm that you're looking for, or the specific charm that is perfect for your specific build, then you can go ahead and get all your materials back. You don't necessarily have to spend them, and you should be automatically ready to go and try again if you so desire. If you played base Monster Hunter Rise, you kind of already have a vague idea as to how this used to work back in the day, and back in the day, by that I mean literally a year ago. But now in Sunbreak is going to be working a little bit different. Now the mechanics are still going to be the same, so I'm going to be trying to go over everything slowly and methodically so you understand exactly how to do it and how to get your perfect charm. Maybe. It's all RNG based. At the end of the day, you're not hacking your game or anything like that. You're just kind of cheating it a little bit, but not necessarily in a bad way. So first and foremost, something you are going to want to do is go into your options, go into your all the way down to the save data option and turn off any auto saves. That is something you are going to want to do automatically. Do not have auto save on at all. You need to have that turned off. I also do want to make it very clear that PC players, not only Nintendo Switch players, can take advantage of this, but we know that PC players are just, hacking their charms anyways. They're, no one's really actually playing on PC without god charms that have been hacked. So, you can do this on PC, but obviously more people are just hacking their charms either way. They're pretending they're not, but we know they are. A couple of other things you're going to want to keep in mind is that, of course, you need to have defeated the final boss, Geismagorm, in order for you to be able to start making god charms or any type of charm. When it comes to endgame related content, you need to have beaten Geismagorm already into the game. This basically means reaching Master Rank 6 and unlocking the option to be able to do the talismans. Another thing you're going to need is, of course, enough materials to be able to craft 10 rolls or 5, depending on how bold you feel. Essentially, if you want to do 5 rolls per reset, you can do that. But if you want to do 10 to get yourself 50 charms to see if you actually get the one that you want, you can certainly go that route as well. You are also going to want to use MP Accelerant. Now, these items are something that you're going to get maybe from normal quests. I'm not quite sure. Maybe from the Argosy backroom deals. I'm not quite sure. Probably that's one way to get it. But you are certainly guaranteed to get them if you use the amiibo on a daily basis. If you're not necessarily using your scanned amiibos, if you don't have 6 amiibos, probably buy those NFT tags, something from eBay or something. But if you have 6 amiibos, I think any 6 amiibos will work. Scan those. You're gonna get MP Accelerants through the amiibos. That's how I've basically gotten most of mine, and they are super easy to get. You just scan your amiibos every single day, and you should be good to go. Now, with all that out of the way, what you're going to want to do now is go speak to Oboro. This would be the merchant. Go all the way down to the melding option. You're going to pick the melding anima option. This is going to be giving you master rank charms. Now, if you're doing the amiibos, like I mentioned before, you're going to be getting, or the backroom deals from the Argosy. I think you get these from there too. You're going to be getting melding pudding. This is going to be like super easy ways for you to be able to get charms. You're going to want to do 5 charms 10 separate times, or 5 times, whichever you feel comfortable with. You're going to spend 1,000 points. This would be the Komura points that you're still collecting. And when it asks you to spend MP Accelerants, however many you have, as long as you have more than 10, click yes. Now you're going to do this again for every single roll that you're going to do. Make sure you do it slowly and methodically so you don't mess up. Every single roll you're going to need to do MP Accelerants. What the MP Accelerants seem to do, and the differences here from Sunbreak to Rise, is that you are basically now rolling, instead of taking one roll once you go into a quest, which you're going to do in just a second. It used to be that there's no way for you to actually claim your charms immediately, like I'm going to be able to do right now. But based on Rise, you couldn't do that before. Now you can with the use of Accelerants. Once you reset the game as you do a quest, basically the game doesn't necessarily know if you went and did 10 runs or 1 or 15. It doesn't know the difference. So it just resets the table for the charms. And that's basically what happens. So it's going to be one of those things where, like, you're going to want to use the Accelerants, not necessarily because you want to make use of them, but because you're automatically just going to keep resetting those charms from basically giving you, different ones. We're going to go over that in just a second. But let me finish this real quick as I'm trying to do this as I'm talking. And you should be able to see on the video that I'm just spending most of my materials that I'm not really, using all that much. Stuff that, I'm not too concerned with losing. It's all about, if you look on the right side of the screen where it says list materials, you always want to make sure that you hit 200 of 200. You don't want to overpay. Take your time, make sure you go through all that and get that done. Once you are done and you have on the right side of the screen, it says no orders left. You have 10 items to be able to pick up, 10 charm sets. Now you go ahead and claim your talismans. And the first thing that I would advise you to do is count how many gold or orange or yellow, whichever color you see it as, charm, rarity 10 charms you're seeing. So I'm seeing 4 in the first row, 2, 3, 1. So that is 6, 9, 10. I got 10 gold charms in this specific run. Keep that in mind for the future to see how many you are getting and to see that you're making sure you're doing this right. So we're just going to go through these real quick. Resuscitate 1, 2, Horn Maestro Blast, free meal, windproof, recovery up, nothing necessarily good. Bubbly Dance 3-1. 3-1 is good, but the second tremor resistance, that does nothing for me. Chain crit is a skill that a lot of people don't necessarily know much about. You should probably look into it. It's a really good skill. We're just going through these. Nothing necessarily sticks out. Ballistics is good, but it's occasional, mostly for gunners, obviously. Spare Shot 2 and Pierce Up 1. This one's good, but it's only got slots 1-1, so I wouldn't spend my points on getting that. Recovery Up 3 and 1 with War Runner. That's good, but not necessarily all that much. Horn Maestro Recovery Up 3-2 is pretty good, but again, I'm looking for gunner stats here. Maximum Might, nothing good there. Recoil Down, Speed Eating, good, not great. Ammo Up is another skill that I would certainly love to find a good charm with. Reload Speed 2, 1 Latent Power, no slots. Guard Up, Master Touch, not really. Not finding anything good here for gunners specifically. So we're probably not going to keep this roll, but it doesn't matter because you still have to do take all, and then you're going to leave that screen. Now this step is crucial. What you're going to want to do is press the start button, quit game, and where it says quit to the title screen and save, you're going to click no. It says quit title screen without saving, you click yes, and then all that's going to do is kick you back out into the main menu. Once you do that, you're just going to load right back into the game. You're going to just load in as if nothing that you did happened before because you didn't save. That's why we turned autosave off. And then what we're going to do now is that we're going to go and reset the charms that we just got right there. So that's what we're going to do very quickly. By doing that, and this is something that a lot of people from base Monster Hunter Rise are going to remember, is that you are going to go into a quest to be able to reset that. But before we do that, we're going to need to make sure that we make just one charm, not one batch of charms of 5. You're just going to need to make one charm. And to do that, we're basically just going to do, I believe it's 200, so 4 materials, 1 charm of Anima, 200 points. Do not use an accelerant for this one, and then you're just good to go. Now we're going to go speak to Master Arlo, this guy right here. We're going to do Arena, low rank, Arena 5 for the Rajang, which is probably the toughest one technically out of all of those. It doesn't matter what armor you wear. You're just going to get 2-3 shotted. You also don't want to pick up any of the spirits. And what we're doing right now here in this specific moment is that we're resetting the charm table from like what is going to give us. So the reason why I mentioned before that the MP accelerants are extremely important, and again, make sure you avoid the spirit birds. The accelerants, all they do is basically get you the rewards instantly. That's something that you couldn't do in base Monster Hunter Rise. So whenever you had to fight this dude, and by fight I literally mean just get your butt kicked by him, turn around, come on, hit me. What you had to do before was basically do this 10 times, because there was no way for you to actually go ahead and basically reset the charms from appearing, in any other way. So you basically had to fight this dude 10 separate times for him to eventually re-roll the charm table altogether so you could do the next 10 charm sets. That's not necessarily what we're going to do because we already rolled 10, but the game sees it as just 1 because we get the rewards automatically. It doesn't necessarily matter if you save here, because by this point you're just resetting. So you can save here, and then we're gonna quit again after you pick up the charm. So that's all that we're doing. The reason why we're doing that specific thing right there with the Rajang is so we can reset the next 10 tables that we're gonna get of charms. The 10 sets, I guess, is another way to put it. And then we should be able to go, be good to go. So we are gonna go and claim the talismans that we got, take, and then we're just gonna quit once again. And this is the last thing that we're gonna do. It should be like no problem, safe, because again, we already saved after the Rajang, and then we're gonna save again as we make our way back into the title screen. What that does is basically reset everything, and then we're gonna go back in. We're gonna do another 10 charms, and then we're gonna see what we get. And what we're gonna notice here is that we only spent materials for one charm, but we ended up getting a completely different batch of charms where we can potentially find the one that we want. And that is the entire point of this, is making sure that you find the proper charm for whatever build it is that you're using. Everyone, you know, I know I've seen a lot of people putting out videos out there. And again, you're just going to make sure, you know, you have all your materials, you claim 10, and you use the accelerants, because now we're doing the 10, you know, the 10 sets of charms normally. I see a lot of people out there, you know, putting, you know, this is the best build for whatever and all of that. That's great and all. But it's so, builds are so talisman dependent nowadays that realistically speaking, we all have, you know, a perfect build that we can find, but it's dependent on the charms that you have. It's dependent on the talismans that you're using. It's not necessarily only dependent on, you know, how, you know, the armor that you found. Now, this is why a lot of people do make builds when it comes to stuff like finding the, I don't know, the best build for a non, you know, charm set or whatever, which is good, but not necessarily optimal, since it's all gonna really depend on how good your charm is. Your charms are like ultimately the key to how good your armor is. So, you know, most of the skills that you're probably gonna want to slot in with decorations, or even stuff that is not available in decorations yet, like some of the skills or some of the talents that are not available there just yet, they're just gonna be something along the lines of, you can make them better if you just have the proper talisman. That is just what it boils down to. So, you know, while again, there's perfect armor sets out there that people mess around with, make sure you have the best talisman available. So now as we take the talismans that we just, once again, we're gonna count just the golden ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Remember, the first time that we did this, we had 10. Now we have 11. And we're just gonna check real quick which ones we're fine. Steadiness 2, ammo up, good but not great. Recovery up, pervade extender, maximum might earplugs, recovery what, 2 and ice 2. Yeah, that's pointless. You don't want anything like elemental stuff like that. You can slot that in. Critical element is good, but that's 311. Marathon runner, spirit bird's good. I hear a lot of people are big fans of it, but then you have to eat for that as well. Horrormeister 321, but with divine blessings, so you know that's good for like some people, but not everyone. Item prolonger, resuscitate, improve, foray. I hear foray might be good, but I'm not sure. Evade window is good. Spirit bird's good, like I mentioned before, but I'm not finding anything necessarily great for me. Spare shot is something that you are certainly gonna want to get if you can get it, but you know, again, offensive guard, evade window, nothing here. Critical eye, I never get attack up charms or anything like that. So you're gonna take everything, and again, remember, since we didn't find what we want, we are gonna quit game and not save. And then we're gonna do that. We're gonna do the Rajang, reset, do it again until you find the charm that you want. That is kind of the way how this works. So do keep that in mind. That's basically the rotation that you're going to be focusing on. And I'm sorry if this video took a little bit too long, but that's basically, I wanted to give you guys a basic explanation of how this works. It takes longer for me since I'm trying to break it down to you, but if you do this by yourself, you're just going to get way faster at it, since you know you're not learning how to do it, you already know how to do it. So that's basically the way that you do it. Hopefully you guys just found informational. If you are brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.